Good evening, JT Sohr Operations with my partner, Operations Frederick, here for your evening update. Today we definitely had an increase in fire behavior. Starting on the northwest side of the fire, we continue to see some flanking fire up into Kidder Creek, and we had some spot fires over into Upper Mill Creek as well. We were able to work retardant on those with both fixed wing and rotor wing helicopters. Still looking at figuring out how to get crews in there to keep that in the smallest footprint we can. Moving around the west side of the fire, less heat back here towards the heel, very similar to what we've been seeing the last couple days. The infrared is showing that there is some pockets back there, but very minimal movement to the west and to the south. Crews continue to look at secondary lines along the Scott River Road and the Sawyer Bar Road, as well as other secondary lines a little bit closer to the footprint of the fire.
Yeah, good evening, John Frederick Operations. I'm going to talk about the northern end of the fire, then I'll come around the eastern portion. So one thing I do want to point out is this blue line is TFR, which is a temporary flight restriction. So it keeps any kind of aircraft, UASs out of our area. That way our aerial firefighting equipment can be working in that area, not have to deconflict any kind of space in there. So starting at the top of our hand line between Kidder Creek and Mill Creek, we have hand line going down toward Kidder Creek to the south here, and that line is holding really good right now. So the guys are in there mopping up with the hose lay, coming down through the Kidder Creek area and coming around toward the Patterson area. We did some tactical firing and finished that up this morning, and that is now holding really well right now. So crews are in there mopping that up as well. And now coming around into the Patterson Creek area. We did have a fire activity up in the upper portion of Patterson Creek yesterday. Make a run about 100 acres in there. We tried all day to get in there. We tried with aircraft, multiple air tankers, helicopters, dozers. There's some road systems in there that we really tried to get in there, get after it. Too steep, a big stringer of timber in there. This afternoon when the winds picked up about, I would say about 15 to 1600, we had what seemed to be some outflow from the thunderstorm activity, started to push from the west out toward the east. So the fire made a pretty good significant run, jumped over Patterson Creek. Our crews were on there in that area. We decided to pull out just due to the flame lengths and the rate of spread. So our crews pulled out of there. We did have a very big significant secondary line that we had in here. So it ran from Whiskey Butte all the way down in the Kidder Creek area. We've been working on that for about 5 to 6 days now and forcing that with retardant. Dozer line, we had that all plumbed with hand line, with hose lines. So that made a significant run, jumped over that line, and is now making its way down into the, I would say, below Kidder Creek into just below the Greenview area. So right now we have all of our firefighters engaged in that area. We do have secondary and contingency lines down at the base just to the west of Highway 3 here. So on the backside of all the structures, we do have that backup line that we're going to be falling back to. The fire activity right now is pretty intense. So we do have all of our structure protection engines. They are in these areas. They are sitting at the residence waiting to engage on this fire as it comes off the hill. And then coming around down to the bottom, we still continue to have these secondary lines around the backside of Edna as well. So our crews are in there. Now let's talk about some of the evacuations. So we decided once it did jump over our line on that main ridge that we were going to force the evacuation. So we did do a mandatory evacuations just to the north of Edna, and then coming right down through Main Street, down around, and then headed out towards Sawyer Bar. So that is now at a mandatory evacuation. We did put just to the east of Highway 3 into a warning into the island area. So that area is now under a evacuation warning. We do have some road closures up near Sohr Bar and Highway 3 to the south that's closed now. And then from Highway 3 at East Callahan to the north is closed, along with Sohr Bar down at the North Fork is now closed. So our crews are going to continue to work through the night. We have those structure protection engines that will not be going in tonight. We will keep them engaged all night to ensure the community is safe, and looking forward to really protecting these structures in here. So I thank you for watching, and have a good night.